Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. Most of the latest economic data seems to be on a downslide. The overnight dairy auction brought slightly easing prices, although not as much as the derivatives market had signalled. In the end, prices fell 1.6% in US dollar terms, but in New Zealand dollar terms, they're actually up 1.5%, as the value of our currency is weaker. Elsewhere, the American logistics sector is starting to show the building uncertainty in their economy. Their September LMI came in near its weakest of 2025, with costs and inventory levels up and warehouse utilisation down. The same pullback is showing in consumer sentiment too. It softened in October, as reported by the Real Clear Markets TIPP Economic Optimism Index. And the same wavering sentiment is being picked up in the New York Fed's National Survey of Consumer Expectations. Inflation expectations ticked up to 3.4%, expected income growth fell, and the expectations of losing a job rose. And for the record, the US federal government shutdown drags on. In Canada, in August, merchandise exports fell 3%, while imports are up 0.9%. As a result, Canada's merchandise trade deficit with the world widened to $3.8 billion in July to $6.3 billion in August. Exports featured their first decrease since April and the US tariff moves. Their imports featured a rush to import gold. However, may not all be gloom in Canada. Their internal economy may be on a roll. Their closely watched local PMI surged in September to a 16-month high and smashing market expectations of only a minor improvement. Across the Pacific, we should note that today is the final day of their week-long national holiday in China. Meanwhile, Japanese household spending rose 2.3% in August from a year ago, and far better than expected. In fact, it was the fourth straight monthly rise and the strongest pace since May. Helping with government support measures at tackling cost pressures, including the big rice price jump and the new American tariffs. In Australia, consumer sentiment is receding. The Westpac Melbourne Institute Consumer Sentiment Index fell in October from September to its lowest reading in 6 months. Optimism about where family finances are heading is fading. Uncertainty about future interest rate cuts is rising. And pessimism about housing affordability is rising as house price expectations hit a new 15-year high. These are retrograde moves. And that is showing up in job ads. The ANZ Indeed measure of job ads fell 3.3% in September, one of the largest monthly drops in the last 18 months. The latest data was the third consecutive monthly fall and the sixth monthly fall this year so far. And globally, we should probably note that the Boeing 737 has been dethroned as history's most popular jet aircraft. It has now been overtaken by Airbus's A320, which has now produced and delivered 12,260 versions of this model. Also globally, the World Bank has come up with a gloomy world trade forecast for 2026. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.12% and down 4 basis points from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at $3,973 an ounce, up $21 from yesterday, and a new high and edging towards $4,000. In fact, it hit that level briefly about 4 hours ago. Silver is taking a breather today and is lower. American oil prices are down 50 US cents at just under $61.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is now just on $65 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 58.1 US cents, down 30 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're soft 10 basis points at 88.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're down 20 basis points at 49.7 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 65.6 and down 10 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $121,767 and down 2.8% from yesterday. Volatility of the past 24 hours has been moderate at just on plus or minus 2%. Join us at 2 o'clock this afternoon for the results of the RBNZ's monetary policy review. Financial markets are still split on whether it will be a 25 basis points or a 50 basis point cut. But yesterday's weak QSBO might have tipped it to the larger one. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. We'll do this again tomorrow.